تعالى وبركاته. قال رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. جماعة mun gode kwarai da Allah mu ce alhamdulillah da yau ko muka samu kanmu muna cikin muna da rai da zan fadi haka muna da rai ba mu mutu ba kuma muna da alaman da lafiya sai mu ce muku barkanku ko barkanmu da zuwa another edition na al'amuran gari inda za mu kawo muku labaran da ya shafi kasanmu na Ghana batun siyasa shugabanci da kuma gwamnati. Kamun fara da shi mu ce ku yi muna afuwan kamar kana muka saba tamin da za mu fara ba mu fara yadda ya kamata ba mun samu wani technical challenges kadan. Alhamdulillah yanzu an yi restore wannan technical challenges insha Allah ni da bako na mun duba mu tattauna kamar kada muka saba kowan mako haka muna kawo muku labaran da ya shafi kasan mu Ghana cikin makon ganda ya wuce ko cikin makon da muke cikin za mu duba dai mu tattauna mu duba ko mu yi wani karatu cikin kuma ku kasance da mu tunda muna stream live kan Facebook kuma muna da WhatsApp line mu ku kawo sakonku inda za ku enrich discussions na wani tambaya ne ko wani kare bayani ne ku kawo muna mu duka mu duba mu tattauna kan da zai yi dai mu duka mu ci amfanin firan da zamu ko maganganun da zamu. Suna na Jama Muhammad Ibrahim da muku marhaba da zuwa al'amuran gari another edition na yau inda ni da bako na yau baki nan dai wanda na kira ba su ya sun samu lokaci ba maybe sun yi very engaged da isa alhamdulillah mun samu bako guda da ya saba zuwa yana muna karin bayani yana kawo tofan bakin shi dai yana karantar da mu kuma yana share ra'ayin shi isa ba da bata lokaci ba na introduce Hudu Yusuf shine administrator na Umma Work Fund inda suke duba suke raise funds dai saboda musulunci ya ci gaba da musulmai duka mu ci gaba. Hudu Yusuf kun ce barkanmu.
Barka kai.
Kaga mun have wani technical challenge da muka ce jama'a su muna afwan. That's a part of one of it. Technology is not always our friend. Sashe mu ce alhamdulillah tun da dai mu ya mun fara na san jama'a kuma so ya fi muna an tashi dai lafiya.
AMURAN mala ya kuma.
Naji ana samun problem do ba one of the discussion ba ana samun problem da ECG wasu abubuwa ya affect mu.
Batun credit
Wasu challenge.
Kamar na jiya da naji wai sun somehow sun resolve shi isa ya bar sun extend working hours into the Saturday so da mutanen da suka affecting su samu su load credit to mutanen da wasu kwana da cikin dubutun kamar Tuesday ko Wednesday so alhamdulillah
mun tashi jama'a yau issues da za mu duba ne kamar kana muka saba guda 4 ne mun fara da mun san jiya ne deadline na SIM card registration da ake amma so far da na scan through social media da news portal da ban ga wani alama kamar an block mutane ba. I don't know dai mutu wani na tambaye shi bai register SIM shi ba amma still da phone shi da number shi na aiki ina so mu gane an block number mutane ba don jiya ni deadline 30th September yau 1st October yasa mun duba mu tattauna wannan batun deadline ya fi a extend ko dai NCA ko dai Ministry of Communication sun stick to wannan deadline na 30th September na shine first issue mun da zamu duba jiya Friday 30th September shine deadline na SIM card registration na muna follow up dai mu gani ko dai mun kuna da experience kuma an block number ka kaga kawo message mu karanta mu duba ya zai ko dai NCA sun magana looking at the challenges da ake samu da Ghana card yasa shine first issue mu sannan kuma mun san University Teachers Association of Ghana with other tertiary bodies in the Suma associations in the Suma suna threatening strike kuma over work condition of service ko working conditions suna ga yafi a duba batun biyan su da wasu abubuwa a duba government yana delay wannan yasa suna threatening kamar sun je strike mun san kamar sun je strike kuma the students na suke suffer yasa mun so mu duba this is not the first time the youth say last time da suka je ma su kwana biyu suka je strike nan shi aka duba aka suka kuma back to the classroom gashi yanzu kuma suna threatening strike tan kam previous grievances sun number addressing shi ba kenan yasa mun duba wannan kuma mu tattauna ya za ya maganci batun conditions of service na University Teachers Association da tertiary workers nan da sauransu duka dai mun duba mu tattauna tuta ya za ya maganci batun aikin su dai biyan su da allowances da sauran su yi batun research allowance da sauransu sannan kuma mun duba batun IMF kuma mun ji past days ga ko jiya Ministry of Finance sun kawo letter suna gwada kamar su da IMF yanzu za a fara tattauna batun dai bailout muna duban dai har zuwa end of the year dai from 2023 dai wannan kudin da IMF za su ba Ghana dai maybe by then kudin ya zo su fara aiki yanda ya kamata batun economy ne yasa with this week za su fara dai negotiation ko sun fara mayan IMF na gari with Bank of Ghana the Ministry of Finance the other relevant bodies in ko stakeholders in sun zama su tattauna dai su da IMF mun duba wani irin magana ko wani irin proposal Ghana zai kai ko wani irin conditions kuma IMF zai bayar duka Malam Hudu Yusuf shi ma ya kawo ra'ayin shi mu duwa sannan da last but not the least mun ga wani video kuma mutum yan galamse allegedly yan galamse da police suna shooting da sauransu muna gan da audacity da mutanen ke da shi da suke shoot da gan police ma sun kawo statement suna gwada kamar sun arrest mutane guda 16 hal yau dai suna cikin neman wasu da suka su ma suke cikin mun ga video exchange of bullet wasu an shoot loru kansu da sauransu wannan kuma mun duba batun galamse nan ko yau ma ana read batun Asantihini yana ce wake in charge of the security ne halwa yau ba ya maganci batun galamse nan bai sa galamse the other time yana cikin masalolin mun da muke duba is because it's a threat to our water bodies da sauransu yasa shi ma mun duba mu tattauna yasa jama'a mun kun ji mu muna kan al'amuran gari suna na Jama Muhammad Ibrahim inda ni da Hudu Yusuf za mu duba mu tattauna kan labaran ganda ya shafi kasar mu Ghana inda za mu duba batun siyasa ne shugabanci da gwamnati kuma duka ku biyo mu kuma kan shafukan mu na sada zumunta Facebook Instagram Twitter da YouTube muna stream live kan Facebook ko haka muke stream kuma kan YouTube yasa kuma ku kawo message WhatsApp line mu kuma na ku kawo messages ku wanda zai enrich discussion da muke yi mun gode kwarai da kuka kasance da Malam Hudu zoom to the issues nan da za mu duba first of all mu fara da batun dai na SIM card registration gaskiya dai na scan through na je pages in National Identification Authority National Communications Authority NCA kenan Ministry of na je page ma slow su kan Facebook duka ban ga wani alama kaman ko ta zana kaman unblock numbers mutane ba san ko sun yi shi secretly ko dai wanga kuma na ga wani da na tambaye shi unblock sai we bai register ba ma still the number shi na intact batun deadline na ya fi a extend ko dai yanzu haka dai stubborn academy na this is the time to deal with them sannan akwai wadanda kuma genuinely dai suna the issues with the Ghana card na now
to alhamdulillah na farko dai shirin mu isar da gaisuwa zuwa masu duban Bayyana TV Allah ya samu dace yan gida kuma mai gidan mu mai Bayyana TV Allah ya kiyaye shi cikin abin da yake duka Allah ya sa albarka Allah ya kiyaye shi da masu hasada amin Bayyana kuma Allah ya sa ku yi girma ku zo ku zama kaman su DBC batun NCA koko batun SIM card re-registration da ina gan even though ta gwada cewa kaman jiya ne deadline for people to be able to register ba kaman yanda suka fara suna block simu mutane da maganganun da ya taso nan da yanda aka put pressure on them to stop
suka kuma
wannan sanction nan ya bari this time around band show that's what we want to come haka because the issue that persisted then which led to the rescission of that decision now is still persistent wasu ba su samu sun register ba wasu kuma sun register hali card bai shiga hannun su ba so it's a gamut of issues that koya za su yi the issues are still persistent so baka ya ka tashi ka ce za ka block mutane from making calls and accessing certain services via their telcos ba isa kagan kamar wuri ai shirun nobody is talking about any blocking of SIMs or any blocking people from making calls or accessing the internet and all that, because so the consumer this time around because the end of the block and the complaints that came to town and all that. Yeah, but this time around she's a bit careful what next step to take, bearing in mind the fact that all the issues that were raised then still have not been resolved, and therefore there is no need to institute any sanction against whoever has not been able to register. So again, Munasom will repeat issues with Nandeke Akwe. They are still not talking about it. It's the fact that was soon register Halio card is which got Nusuba. Was command the Suke chicken hinterlands was who are NCA or National Identification Authority has not been able to visit those places. Even if they have issues about network and all that, and they have not been able to register a lot of people. Per the statistics in the Suka Aji Koko Suka got information the Suke, we still have about 2.something million people who have not been registered. So really, to go ahead and block people at this time, I still think that is not the way to go. All they have to do is, one, Nina again, they should give National Identification Authority the room to still go to the people or give access to people to be able to register. Secondly, Mana Duban Commander soon allow telcos to soon decentralize registration processing now, so that vendors in various communities or at various vantage points in town can also have the app to be able to register people, so that buddy maybe as a lot of access to telcos now, they can just walk in within their neighborhood and be able to register. Now open up one access now. But people with their card who genuinely don't have time to go and queue now. But the queue now is Okasa. At the end of the day, a lot more people will be able to register. So this deadline day, I maganganu the faru beginning the akabade from 1st August and end now come on this time they can't really block people's same.
Yes, sir. I don't know. This this will be the third time, Kenya. Maybe we may not be third time lucky.
They simply will have to make it, open it up without any deadline, because at the end of the day,
deadline. Because
no, for me, I don't believe that.
When that so-called stubborn the Sorons what should the Gangani Basun, you can't last between directive Bank of Ghana, what and can be quick loan the Sauron Basun should be able to credit worthiness in the Saurons, what and the Mutani, maybe some of the Suefia about a deadline. Back I should be when it be in Kumal. Don't come out a deadline when there was some so is the way others. Those are the issues. I see they can be able to pull out information telling us people who have taken quick credit on their phones and they don't want to pay, and as a result of that they want the blockade of those their SIMs. Fine. And in there you segregate one block us, because in the initial sanctions that are implementing Monga Muta and the soon registered genuinely I'm still unblock SIMs. So there's some level of inefficiencies in the system, to the extent that you are not able to segregate people who have actually registered their SIM cards, but they have their SIM people who have actually been able to register their SIM cards. So soon on one side, people who have their SIM NIA cards have decided not to register at all. So soon on one side, and then people who have registered but they haven't been given their card. So soon on. So if you're able to segregate all these categories, then you see which specific functions you extend to which category. One another easy. If you come out with a blanket punishment or sanctions across all board, can understand what a lot of confusion in the system. To the extent that they are not able to do a non-segregation, called separation, they cannot put wholesale ban on everybody, or block on a wholesale basis everybody who has issued one way or the other, who has not been able to register. As the bottom line is that the issues that we raise, the issues that are still what's also is about by issue musu card and super also they have not been able to access their NI offices, because
don't forget Bakar Kumasi Kerebeni. People living in Su Takwa, the Su Prestia, the Su New Bremungaduka. I don't know if MT have National Education Authority has been able to visit those places. If they have, what are the issues there? Because they have always come out with the issues they are facing regarding internet connectivity and all that. Because even the ECMA issue about using it as a sole document to enhance the new voters register against 2024 election. So they are not going to abide by any timeline. So they soon are IQs.
The system is not built up to meet deadlines. Come on, NCA code Ministry of Communication to reconsider, especially deadline, which is the 10th time.
As for the deadlines, I don't think that they will work for now because MCA has indicated, NIA has indicated that they are not bound by any timelines. So because the more you put, when you introduce timelines, put pressure on the system.
Lines in Nokwaya Fara, Mutani that should come telcos now. This is what I'm the like queues in their Fara.
No, what we have to do is to encourage people to register, maybe towards end of middle of next year or something. Because really, the genuine challenges. I issue card and back the card is about any problem on the side of NIN. When you are doing that, we know that people have deliberately decided not to register at all. I'm to understand that you have people who have not been registered. There are people who also have registered, they have not been issued with their cards. You can't really punish anybody for not registering. Can't understand that. So for me, I think that they should just relax regarding these timelines and open it up, make it open until maybe
open and they are maybe
2023 or what? Because
end of the year.
End of the year, I mean 3 months from now, you ask yourself whether
October, November, December,
they'll be able to issue the cards or resolve all the outstanding issues regarding NIA. If they can, then maybe end of the year, fine.
NIA soon,
but they have always indicated that they are having logistical issues about logistical challenges and all and other issues. Can't understand because they can't use 3 months to register 2 million. I don't think it's possible. Can't understand. Much as we want everybody to be captured and all that, we should also look at the logistical constraints that face the NIA. And also the issue about connectivity challenges and all that in the hinterlands. Can't understand. So for me, I don't even so the question was why the rush?
No, because I'm basa deadline. Mutani so comfortable. Because deadline, she got mutani ke try so you Ghana card in a saboda. When in Canada could come mumunka back a song a block. It's an answer deadline now when I bari. Because I'm gonna soon last minute things. Saboda she is a who wanna get any last days and now jai. Was genuinely sweet. I'm a saboda maybe Kamaka they can advocate bad deadline. Then she has a BJ. One government is a deadline, and she is a mutani soro suggest. Then despite all the genuine challenges,
they should put more pressure on NIA to get everybody registered. Then from then you can put a timeline on the registration.
Perfect one.
Come on. They should tackle the issue from the side of the NIA. So what's the timeline? Come on, okay. By middle of next year, we want every Ghanaian who is about 15 to register. And I just for the music, I'm more register mutani kaza. Soram, let's say 10,000, 2,000. If they can come out with a time calendar, maybe come on, let's go
a bad deadline.
But you are anything. So let's go regional basis maybe June, July, from June to maybe August, we are in Eastern region. So that all the districts, everybody, they will make sure that this region is entirely covered. Then they move to Ashanti, they move to Western.
Now it's about 60 more than 1 year. So
whatever it is, these are everybody blocking people's SIM and all the issues that are arising them. They are rising now. So that when they are able to put the registration to a final conclusion, come on, there's no single soul in this country who is a Ghanaian, who is about 15 years, who have not been registered. Then from then, we tell you, okay, we have given you 3 months to register your SIM. After which you will block everybody who has not registered. One, you can be able to convince yourself that you are not deliberately the register. Can't understand that. I'm to understand about register co-watching Garimba. What's register about some card in Suba? How can you block people?
especially when the system cannot be able to differentiate. Okay, this category of people, they have their card, so that the system will run a search and know that Jama, you are registered, and then they will block you. If they are able to have a system like that, fine. Then they will categorize the people into 3. People who have registered their SIM, have their card, and have decided not to register, they are here. Then you can properly christen them as a stubborn academy. Check a block. To the extent that we are not able to classify or determine which category of people have their card and they have decided not to register, and which category of people who have registered for their card but their cards have not been issued with them, and which category of people who are, you can't really block anybody. Can't understand. In the system we are one and they are fine. So that we are going for the Summer Academy. We know that these people, so that the card is about to register. As I need come back to NIA, you should go back to NIA and tell them that, look, give us a timeline or a calendar or a timetable, and based on regional lines, come on, maybe this month or this period of the year we are doing Eastern region. So I'm about to come out 1 year to come through the entire country and register every single soul. So at that point now, and then so register Kowa, Chicken Garina, then we can begin to look at putting timelines on the SIM card registration. Otherwise, when we say we are coming back with the sanctions, we will end up confusing the system and blocking people who are not supposed to be blocked and issues like that.
Yakagan between the possibility Naga was Sunche court because of this. That's with you NCA, Ministry of Communication, the Sauron Sunday, Saboda Batun deadline, Tankambasu the equal government agencies, Wasu the equal to block SIM, no contract, and then as a kind individual and then the telcos and then the Saurons. Yakagan potential in
by individuals and then the telcos, they are within a country, and that's what the government of the day is saying. Can't understand. Much as you have a contract with your telco is not blocking your SIM deliberately. Can't understand that they are blocking your SIM in compliance with regulation issued by the state, and they are obliged to comply. Can't understand that. But because we are not lawyers or we don't have any legal knowledge in a bunch of the merit or demerit, but what we are saying is that there are issues that maybe people think that they have a case and that they can go to court and win, fine. But what I'm saying is that in the can lift deadline now, and they're able to allow every NIA to go to the people and get everybody registered. All these things, all these matters will not even arise at all. Can't understand that. So this issue about going to court and all, maybe people also want to test our laws and see how effective it will be or how far we've come. And there are people like that. Any other matter that comes up, they want to test the legal system.
Because I will not follow when you guys can share into telcos. And I got to gather names, mutan in there. Genuinely, soon the problem. That's what you suggest to see. The hacker suka fara hakan ganne. Hankin kira wasu anche musu zo su karbi cardin su. Mutane da suka fara chase cardin su for so many months. Da ba aka ce musu su je su komo. Finally da suka fara attempt kamar za su yi wanga lawsuit za su take mutane like genuine people that can have challenges. An kira wasu su zo su karbi cardin su. So maybe wannan kuma ya bari.
Is it a card ya ready ne ba su aba
mutane? That's a bottom line question. The
issues are
NIA so answer.
The issues are too complex, but I think that if it is deliberate on the part of NIA, then it's unfortunate. But I don't think NIA has business keeping people's cards when the card is supposed to be given to the people.
The challenges, but among kaje kabia and fast track makabi. The challenges is always solved. Yes, sometimes the gangani kode sooner expect kabia one up ka shorten system na esa suke wannan. Don yin frustrating ka dole ka ce ka biya wani abu sannan a settle. Watan da ta je ta bi su ta biya ta.
I don't want to buy into this.
No, it happens.
Even though people have reported that it happen, come on. Once you
personal
pay,
experience in Mutai.
Once you pay, you are giving your card and all that. But it happens. Even passport man. Passport man, if you want it express, people will charge you thousands and
that's the issue.
That is not how it's supposed to be. And when this is Ghana. Can't understand. But if it is an institutionalized, deliberate attempt to keep cars away from people until they pay, then it's something that needs to be investigated. And if it is established that and NIA is complicit in this, then maybe the law must be activated to deal with NIA itself. Otherwise, I don't think there's a point here. When they are registered card ready, Kibashi, can I expect come is be a bash, can frustrate me, is be a 1 hour before a bash card. It doesn't add up. So, I mean, those who want to go and test the law, they are entitled to go and exercise their rights by going to court. Let's see what comes out of.
I've been the court is different.
Let's see what.
No, there's still
it's still an interesting time.
They still have the option of going to court just to test the law.
They should go and see, because all these things help to strengthen our judicial system.
NCA Ministry of Communications, maybe they are cooking something. Either maybe secretly Mambo block numbers in Bosuba. So far they bank official communication.
Secretly, I can block Mutande. I don't think.
Bangam Gassiana follow Bangande one up with the news item. Maybe
maybe it could be that
they take effect automatically in the one number.
But I didn't. They would have issued a statement.
Yes,
as to the way forward. What they intend doing with.
At least you're there. If you want,
maybe they have seen wisdom in people who are saying that people have genuine issues, so you can't block people like that.
Even partial blockage in the Suka to 48 hours and then the Suka because of the backlash in them. So Kuma so reverse. Kuma and Zumura Soroya Yaza carried the final thoughts they come and move to them.
So Nina Command, the onus lies on NIA to make sure that everybody is registered and given his or her card. From then,
NIA now goes on 2 million
so
people.
They should engage NIA further to ask them how do they intend to capture the remaining 2-point-something million Ghanaians in the bus register. When they are able to come out with strategies, timelines, and what they will need, maybe they are facing some challenges in terms of resources. Maybe we should just resource them properly. And that you give them, okay, in the next 6 months, we want you to register the remaining 2 million. And make sure that you empty your box regarding people's cards sitting with you. So that once those people who have their cards, who have registered, but because they have not been issued with their card, they can't register. Suduka, all the issues have been resolved. Then we can sit down and talk about forcing people to go and register, because then nobody will have an excuse of not having registered or not having their card.
That is it.
Can't understand. So that's what I
NIA, they feel pressured by ministry, NACO, and CA.
Occasionally they come out and tell them that we are not under any timeline to
coordination, and that wouldn't have to tackle, especially Kandamutani Samu Masalan card. That's why you're so maganchi wouldn't NIA Samu card. Then you can force the people. Those with genuine issue, but one is to one academy, sooner or money. Maybe what is she already somewhere as Magana Deni Kamashimena at store one academy. It's a Suduba days to Maganchi.
NCA has the antidotes to all this. NCA round nationwide. HA register COA. From then you can so NIA. Then from there you can institute punitive measures against people who have decided not to register. Until then, you can't really go after those who have decided not to register.
Jama, hello, yo, the Murakan, AMURAN GARI, the Muke do, Muke Tatona, but to LABARAI, the Eshafi, Kasam, Ghana, but Kinjari, Dumu, Kokmo online. So far, the Munduga issue with that, but to SIM card re-registration exercise. Musanji at 30th September, GNE deadline. I'm so far, they've gone by my scan, they've gone one. Statement there from the Ministry of Communication as well as Code National Communications Authority. Mubanga one message and they can go to come soon block Yaki numbers in Butani. Now Tambi one day the Shimo will be ready, Sanoma Shama ba block number Shiwesa Bamusan for now they Bamusan what is going on concerning the block, whether I'm block over Amade from the things they can agamba block whether Kaskan social media back again was not chima and block numbers. So I'm gonna fight maybe I extend one nang Yaki Kiranshi registration now or maybe till the end of the year. Because even Pasha Wanganda Kaima blockage 48 hours back can I receive Kwamake back I call one number Shenda SCA which come on adena wannan ko adakanta sannan isa muna duban going forward from yau dai zuwa dai ko dai NCA sun zo su yi wani magana concerning ko dai sun block ko dai ba su block isa we keep you up to speed with all the latest development da cikin batun SIM card registration wanda kuma bai yi ba ko karta ya je yi Ghana card ko ya challenges ne ke dai a ko karta ja same shi don na je electoral commission kuma su ma suna so su kai wani CI daga parliament da wanda bai taba yin voters ID card ba ya je zai yi voters ID card mai shi samu 18 years ko wanda bai tun yi ba ya je register without Ghana card nan mishi amma wannan shi dai ya je parliament sun approve mun san dai NDC is kicking against wannan using only the Ghana card as a requirement for ya ke kiran shi voters ID card wannan issue kuma na san this month in the parliament soon to from recess parliament soon fara aiki kuma this month yasa wannan issue kuma ya komo mun duba ya za yi dai tsakanin NDC minority kenan kuma da electoral commission wannan constitutional instrument sai yayin da suke so su kawo batun Ghana card da registration na voters ID card yasa issues nan dai yana nan da yawa yanzu haka dai zamu duba batun kuma UTAG dai this is not the first time that suka J strike kuma suka threaten strike so kuma issue statement suna gwada kaman sun J strike isn't their working conditions na ba su gan improvement so make wasu demands na galiyo suna gan government na drag fetish sa suna threaten za su J strike mun san when two elephants are fighting the grass of most of the students na yana affect academic calendar da sauransu university teachers association ba su kadima wasu da other bodies in the suna cikin tertiary institutions na za su J strike so zamu duba this recurrent strike by UTAG ya za ya magance shi halbatun fuel su ma ya zo da an rage fuel allowance da mere research albarin read dai one small portion of the news item where the University Teachers Association of Ghana UTAG have threatened to withdraw their service should government fail to restore their conditions of service. According to the president of UTAG, Professor Solomon Nunu, the failure of the government to grant them their needs, including book and research allowance, continuously affects their discharge of duties. UTAG, together with the Ghana Association of University Administrators, GAWA, Tertiary Education Workers Union of Ghana, TEU Ghana, and then the Senior Staff Association of Universities of Ghana, SSAU, University of Ghana, at a press conference said, this continued delay is causing unnecessary apprehension on the various campuses. The employer should remember that we are in the new academic year, for which reason continuous delay in the payment is unacceptable. They said the failure of government to address this issue will compel them to withdraw their services. New academic year, new UTAG challenge. Most every academic year they have a UTAG. Ya za ya maganci wanga once for government is more the su tackle all the issue. Sunday this it's not an event, it's a process in the Zaya. It's like becoming one too many all the time. UTAG soon they strike soon. Must strike in the soon katretinga. Ko yanka inasan sunje. Don't government base who is swift response to wanga ko de che ya engage so. Ya take one abuse and ya za ya maganci but UTAG. But this is not the first time. Even this year ngamakasan sunje strike for so many weeks. Sannan suka kuma back gashi yanzu kuma new academic year kuma gashi kuma za su kuma because that's suna threatening da za su kuma strike.
Between UTAG, I think it's not even UTAG alone. All the trade unions, NAT, UTAG, PUSAG, NACAT, TEU, all of them. But let's situate this in a proper context by looking at the economic conditions where we find ourselves. Can't understand that. In the Muke Yenzuakade, Nasan by and it will be very difficult for government to be able to meet their demands. That's the first point. The second point is that salary administration in this country has a lot of issues that needs to be addressed because of the disparity between what the politicians or the political office holders take home
and what the people who actually run the public and civil service of this country can't understand that. One because that is the genesis of the whole problem. Somebody's salary is somebody's even fuel allowance or per diem for attending a meeting. Somebody, maybe a deputy minister of information or deputy minister of state, is take home. It's like somebody's annual pay as a TU member or as a university lecturer. So all these differences and the kitchen salary administration of this country, she can bury lecturers and Nankoko, other trading no go and swing fushin. They have to always have to strike over a cola because of living allowance, which is something that is and they are entitled to. Annually is supposed to be automatic, but let just strike before Abasuba. Amashe soon strike soon just between Maganate before Abasu. Can't understand that. So on this issue about the threatened strike by UTAG Nangan one, the office to Duba in the Muke regarding Yazuba Tunkudimu.
So my economic situation and I've been
but Tunkudimu
and affecting
because sometimes it comes across as if they are being insensitive to. I sympathize
economic challenge, personal ones.
I sympathize with them, but what I'm saying is that when you broaden the discussion, it brings to fore whether the timing is right or wrong vis-a-vis our economic conditions. Can't understand that. But the bottom line of all the issues is the fact that they are not fairly remunerated as compared to Article 71 office holders. So if we want to resolve this permanently, we should go back to the Constitution, or maybe we should go back to the Fair Wages and Salary Commission to actually do an audit of salaries of public workers in this country vis-a-vis the Article 71 office holder, and begin to rationalize it, to bring it to at least to bring some amount of parity in there, so that one time somebody will not feel, or any particular group will not feel aggrieved by their level of salary as compared to others in the same Abinga category. Can't understand that. So at a broader level now, we should be looking at constitutional review that will create some level of, some level of fairness in the salary structure of public workers in this country. I think that is a permanent solution to all this. The second aspect of it that I want to look at is the fact that government is unable to meet their demands because of our economic situation, which they have to also agree or see or consider. Can't understand that. At the end of the day, it's your right. But if it is your right to call for certain payment to be made to you, and the one who is supposed to be your employer is hard pressed with cash, Yazai, BEIN, come on, can I be in a bash? Bundeshi. Genuinely Bundeshi, but come on, Niki, Bundeshi. So, Yazakai. So, if they look at it from that angle and they say they will go on strike, they will disrupt the entire academic calendar.
And that's so Sabai,
but this time around, government is at its wit end. But back to the one option. They don't have money. There's no money. Actually, that's the whole story.
There's no money. There's money.
Can't understand that. You are pushing. You are hopeful that something will come out of it. But if there's no money and you are pushing, it's like you are beating a dead goat. But of course, government should also look at.
They should prioritize them.
Government should also look at prioritizing them, and then maybe if there are some initiatives or measures to be put in place as they negotiate with IMF on the issue about the bailout, they should factor their concerns into the negotiation and make sure that
early this year, Sunday strike, 10th January, Sunday strike,
they are taken care of. Otherwise, they will finish their negotiation with IMF, come out with the 2023 budget, and not future give their consider their concerns in the budget. Yeah,
so this is the best time. If
this is the best time. They know. That's why the teachers are beginning to threaten that the lecturers are beginning to threaten the go on strike, because this is the time negotiations are happening, and the negotiation will snowball into the 2023 budget statement. So if you don't make noise this time around for your concerns to be captured in the budget, forget about 2020. Forget about any positive thing in 2023. So that's why everybody is raising his voice, shouting their concerns, so the government, as they negotiate with IMF, will consider their concerns and make sure that they are
final time. But in chipping one, as at this year, early this year, January 10th, Suka J strike. Suka J about to call of strike. And the shade amid demands. As at then, where UTAC has been on strike since January 10th to force the government to restore the condition of service signed or agreed upon in 2012. In 2012, soon when the agreement the government came on the 2012 condition of service pegged the basic plus market premium of a lecturer at $2,801.42. She Akazuaka Sake, she UTAG has complained that the current agreement has reduced its members' basic premium to $997.84. That's after 2012. The National Labour Commission then in Asuka drag giving UTAG to court. The government in that still UTAG Yazama come albatross on the neck of government. Kulum even by market research allowance by Yoba Kulum that's but to research allowance.
The point
was my way was even though
the point is
that was to lecture about to research the Abubua. I want 2 days due them.
The point is that
about
government having government bash. Government having government bash. That's what they should know. Can't understand that. In the district common fund for command threat, but release Kudini.
Guys,
there's nothing in the book in the coffers. Can't understand that. So they should know that. Fine, there are issues. Their issues are genuine. Come on, the salary levels and all. Kumangaduba other countries, which we can even compare ourselves to. Kaduba salaries in lectures and Gaskia is nothing to write home about. Can't understand that. We want now even get your PhD by Ziba. Can't Kaduba salary is okay. I mean, $2,000 is nothing. Can't understand that. Even so Belarus, we are almost at par with in terms of economic having Kaduba's basic salaries for lecturers even there ma. Can't come on Nangana Kamuna was at the Sony. So much as we are blaming government, we should also look at much as we are blaming UTAG, we should also look at the concerns they are raising and try and do some comparative analysis against other the salaries of other lecturers in other countries to be able to establish a fair wages or remuneration package for them. But they shouldn't forget that have been government bash. From District Assembly Common Fund to MP's Common Fund to government contractors, everybody, government is indebted to everybody. And therefore, ni bangashi kama is deliberate that government is failing to pay them. In Jana, which be number na bibi krom no can't understand that. Kana jan wana wa bimbezuwa. Wana we are cash tabaya kin. So really they should just make the noise around this time, since especially government is now talking to IMF to ensure that their concerns are captured against 2023 budget. And they should ensure I can close budget I carry. They should forget about 2023.
Zoom into IMF, the government of Ghana. Munji some press release come on Zwaka the negotiation and the answer. Muna do one day for Yaki Kiranshi from end of the year, this was early 2023 Kena Anzo Yaki Kiranshi Adachi can one up Shumuke do one come with Adachi. What are the conditions that only IMF Sumaji was conditions? Muma Munka when in Aji Moyaki Kiranshi government of Ghana and Agoda, they are putting together a comprehensive post-COVID-19 economic program which will form the basis for the IMF negotiations. It's a letter Ministry of Finance Kenanda Suka Kawe Accra Monday 26. The Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Ghana have commenced discussions with the IMF for an IMF-supported program. A key prerequisite for a program is confirmation that Ghana's debt is on a sustainable path. This will require a comprehensive debt sustainability analysis (DSAK), which is currently ongoing. The government of Ghana is putting together a comprehensive post-COVID-19 economic program which will form the basis for IMF negotiations. The program seeks to establish a macro-fiscal path that ensures debt sustainability and macroeconomic stability, underpinned by key structural reforms and social protection. Social protection is very important. Government negotiations with respect to the IMF supported program is commencing this week, and we are optimistic about making progress in our discussions. Government remains committed and shall continue to actively engage all stakeholders, both public and private, in a clear and transparent manner as we seek to fast track this process. Where they will engage all the stakeholders in a clear, transparent manner. These are the I've been the Muke chicken. Got a message in the Ministry of Finance Kakao, where to the Bank of Ghana, the Sauros, that one letter can screen.
But IMF support today. Now, again, all these things, all this stakeholder engagement, putting up a package should have even been done way back. They came to town way back in July, when we invited them and, demonstrated or indicated our intention to come for some kind of bailout. One time now, up to now, because normally it's very helpful. It helps the negotiations better when Kerikanga design one program based on where you are and where you are going. Chesuma supposed to evaluate before you guys reach a consensus as to a common way forward. We don't seem to have any program in mind. I mean, like the NDC did in 2015 when they went for a bailout. They organized a essential consensus and they invited all the CSOs and all the people, stakeholders, to a meeting. And after the meeting, they came out with a homegrown policy document. It makes the lender or the person you are running, to whom you are running, to know that you are serious and you yourself, you appreciate what the issues are, and you have even proposed or you have outlined certain action points. Then based on that, they also come in to see how best they can help you to implement your policy. But all this while, we don't seem to have anything on paper to approach them. Can't understand that. Otherwise, I believe that all this stakeholder engagement should have even happened as we were waiting for them, because we knew they would come back for negotiation. The first visit they did or they had was to assess the economic environment and to see establish exactly what our conditions were before they came in finally for. So prior to their coming for this negotiation, between when they left town after the initial assessment, we should have constituted some kind of program where we will invite all the stakeholders so that we can put together something. So that when they return for the negotiation, we just tell them that this is what we have. What do you see? And how do we move forward with it? So they also examine one document now. If there are additions and subtractions based on where they are coming from, then we can meet them halfway. We don't seem to be prepared with any document or any policy at hand. So, well, it's good that we are negotiating with them, and the government has recognized the need to engage all stakeholders. But the problem beyond the IMF. Beyond the IMF, what are we doing so that we don't return to this kind of condition again? Because we've been there severally.
The time, depend. next government.
No, but negotiation with IMF, this is a short-term measure to contain the shocks. So post IMF, now what are we doing? What is the permanent strategy or program we are putting in place to ensure that forever we are not returning to IMF again when they have exited? Those are the questions we need to be asking.
I never know whether there will be another pandemic or a global challenge that they affect the economy now.
But even in the past, there was no any global pandemic, but we always run to them. We mess up, we run to them, they fix it. We mess up again, we run to them, they fix it. We mess up. So that has been the trend. So what are you doing to assure us that this will be our last time we are visiting the IMF? And for me, that is the critical questions which will be asking government.
But it coming was over my may if government what command can education soon are putting some comprehensive work post COVID meaning. May if you want negotiation if government so that we will not be shortchanged in a way. Most IMF money soon cow condition.
But what do you want to do to
we should also be able to.
But at this moment your back is against the wall. No other option.
No, but we will still have a.
No, we are going to negotiate from a position of weakness. And that in itself is a problem. So you can't really accept
that.
You can't accept
it's a no-go area. Do
we really have an option?
One option.
What option?
Let's say in the unlikely, likely event, I want to take okay. I'm free SHs work. I feel kaza. No, wouldn't the flagship program? The program.
It doesn't make sense.
Wouldn't the no-go area?
No. As for that area, I know they will eventually have to touch free HSS because it's consuming a huge chunk of the public funds, and we are questioning the sustainability of it. And from day one, people have questioned whether it's sustainable.
But scrap, that's the word, to be removed completely. Free HSS is untouchable.
Well, for me, they should review it by looking at whether it's possible. They should restrict it to certain areas because under Nkrumah we saw it. They recognize that the people in the north much needed free education, so they sent free education to the north. And the lives of Sujoma and Gaduka are beneficiaries of free SHS at the north. So you look at which areas we look at which areas are possibly in need of the policy. Because you can't tell me that a rich man will walk to Presec and drop his child there and not even pay 1 cedi. Can't understand. It's an option we can look at. The other option we can look at is that what are the cost items that government has decided to support the students? Because I know there are textbooks issues, there are issues concerning uniforms, there are issues concerning feeding. So government can drop some of the elements in the whole package that okay, now we can't take care of your uniform. So parents or guardians, be prepared moving forward to take care of the uniforms. Years ago, maybe now we can only do the feeding aspect. Any other fees is chargeable to the parent.
But some free, defeats the essence of the.
No, some aspect would have to be free, but the bottom
complaint. Don't call that free senior high school.
No, but at the end of the day, government is giving you some room to.
Nkacha free the Africa issue free kasam.
No, not necessarily.
Okay, wanga kabia.
Come on, if I'm assessing the cost, hold on.
Come on, free.
Come on, the cost in any case, you can send in a proposal telling them your economic condition, and they can give you a 50% rebate. It's somehow a support to the parent. Government is giving them some social support, so it may not necessarily taking the entire cost of education. Because back at the Kudina. So since back at the Kudina, Kaduba and pick and choose which aspects you can foot the bill for the parent. Then which aspects the parent will have to come in. But at the end of the day, it's been parent government partnership all this while.
One and parent teacher.
All this while, government that your books unkunare bashi kaza. Esa kubia kaza. Uniform na doki bashi kaza kuma kubia kaza. It's a partnership. Meguli ke tionado kiduka. So mother kudi Rabatski kachoke na doki wadanga, and the parents also take up the other aspect of it. But we are not saying they should drop the entire policy. We all wish that everybody will go to school for free. If wishes were
actually, despite the challenges, it is moving on steadily.
It's not about moving. Me, I'm looking at the long sustainable. Is it sustainable?
Since
they will struggle to. There are issues about food shortages. Buffer Stock Company is owing a lot of the suppliers, millions of Ghana cedis. So on that side is an issue. Hitherto, the various administrations of the secondary schools were allowed to do their own purchases and all that. Everything is centralized. And once you don't have money to pay the suppliers, nobody will continue to supply you. So it will undermine the essence of the quality of education you are trying to give to the people. So what we are saying is that since we don't have the money to foot the entire bill, Robertski, or if possible, me a drop call me. Because you need a kid now.
No, buy a drop. No, can't deny 1 year education, access to secondary education.
But of course, but what do you just school by?
Why was that?
Even there are some countries but work is school by. What countries is free, but it's free, but we are not born to all to go to school.
But at least there should be the opportunity the co-was-age, co-de-backaba. Go-back. Wani yeso base on your J5 one and
I mean, you can even question that you have one square through 3 years as a how long are able to progress?
Some definitely was so at least they are the best.
Dropping out. A lot of them are dropping out. After secondary school, a lot of them will know.
Must stay at the secondary education. At least one them basic. Yeah,
but is that what we want? Is it a quality we want?
At any point in life, yes, we progress. Yeah, there are a lot of ways. I got through coach 25 years, distance, matured. The options in the yawa. It's a pre-SHS in the higher do, but what's the aspect of it in the day? Yeah, your government compromise can one. Especially with
the bottom line is that back at the kuti. As I like a barika kamanka, back a so I don't know the day you are forced. They have in the IMF. Doesn't mean she has only a sour America. Better she. So really, this is what government wants to do. But it is impossible to do it because they don't have money. Simple, just drop it.
Naturally, they are doing it despite the challenges.
Well, you struggle to do it, but I know what we are saying is that
it's not an event, it's a process. Once I move, I recently, last month discussed the president Yaibotum, we should have a discussion about even free SHS. That's and I imply maybe enrich discussion and some other do also aspect of the free SHS.
Because honestly, the free SHS has much as it's increased enrollments, I mean quality is down. The quality has worsened.
How do you assess that?
Students of today, content hours has reduced.
And all quality, then they were not from the quality of SHS.
But before the free now, the quality was a bit better.
No, on which you are still kicking.
But why would you be buying past questions for students? Are you just allowing them to just learn how to write exams and just go and pass?
Past questions, they are thoughts on areas in the last years.
We have politicized the whole education system. That's what we are.
Maybe that's why that aspect if you educational system. We should politicize this and then look at the national plan for education.
National plan for everything, Nico, in this country. Well, this is where about this country government come. They do what they want to do. This one goes drop. You know. It's a national plan we need for all aspects of our national life. I mean, is from where we
are going into these negotiations. Talking, maybe government
should listen to the CSOs, especially institute the ISEF, for instance, IEA, Imani. All these guys have fantastic ideas.
Private one,
can't understand that. So government should really engage them and make sure that they take their input seriously. And sometimes the way government today, sometimes we just rubbish their ideas and suggestions. Sometimes some of the ideas they are proposing or they are suggesting, very fantastic ideas that if government wants to or listens and take them into action, help them. And also government will come and then they don't seem to be recognizing them and even
last paragraph press release in where government remains committed and shall continue to actively engage all stakeholders, both public and private,
they are not just
in a clear and transparent manner as we seek for fast track.
They seem to know it all. They don't want to listen to
fast
anybody.
track the process. This process.
They seem to know it all. They don't want to listen to anybody. But I hope this time around they will listen. And they shouldn't forget to involve the former finance ministers and even the NDC, the whole NDC machinery and everybody. They should involve everybody, because iya jara mudukane, iya bata kuma mudukane.
To jama'a halo yau dai muna kan al'amuran gari inda muke duba muke tattauna kan labarin da ya shafi kasar mu Ghana, inda Hudu Yusuf Bakuna yake kawo ra'ayin shi dai batun issues da muka discuss so far dai mun duba batun SIM card registration deadline dai mun san jiya ne so far dai wani news release bai fito ko press release bai fito from NCA ko dai Ministry of Communication. Muna duban dai mun wani kuma block number ka kai ka bar mu sani through Facebook messages da muke stream live, kuma WhatsApp line kuma na nan an send kan WhatsApp line. Haka kuma mun kuma duba batun Utah kuma suna threatening kuma mun san cikin January this year ga sun je strikes har suka stretch wannan strike na suka komo back, yanzu kuma suna kuma threatening when ba an ba su abin da suke so batun shining condition of services suna aiki ko working conditions to improve, ba sun kuma je strike kuma mun san za an bude su wasu school tertiary education tertiary schools sun bude schools haka ya affect calendar ne. Sa muna fata dai government ya meet su kamar da muka sani. Mun san batun kolan da aka tashi aka yi magana government ya meet suna demand 20% aka ba su 15. Muna fata wanga kuma Utah kuma su ma tun da sun tashi su da other bodies nan da suka saura tewu da sauransu su ma government ya meet saboda dai kara alter academic calendar na tertiary institutions, especially University of Ghana kenan so dai wa abin na shafa other premier universities in da ke gari. Muna fata sannan kuma mun duba batun dai IMF government we dai sun fara magana da IMF sun put in place post covid preparation da suka yi da za a duba a yi magana da IMF a yi a dace kan packaging na bailout going to 2023 dai muna fata IMF bailout na ya zo kana zai yi economy Ghana ya saya yanda ya kamata. Sauran last issue da za mu duba shine batun galamse. Mun duba social media wanda ya duba ga an gwada wani video da wasu mutane allegedly da wayan galamse ne su da galamse task force na wannan garin da ke eastern region sun samu wani shooting exchanges da hal an shoot lorukan wasu na tambaya ya kace yan galamse za su samu wanga audacity ko karfi su yi har suna exchange bullets da task force na kan fighting nan ya kawo fighting baya kenan hal mutum foma na tambaya akwai security ma garin ganda za su yi su duba a galamse ya kai inda ke ba security da ke iya maintain law and order in terms of fight against galamse. Mun ji dai Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources su ma dai wai suna kokari su yi su maganci galamse. Sabatun galamse dai wanga issue kuma kawo yare mun san dai it's an ongoing fight da ake ciki amma so far dai kamar is getting out of hand ko dai is getting worse day by day. Halma as one exchange bullet dai ya kawo da mai yasa mun duba da in FIFA ake kira shi video ya ready kai ka buga video mu duba da kamin mu zo mu discuss issue na mun bai ready kuma da mu ya mu fara discussion na mu duba wannan video na gashi nan ana exchange bullets na tun wai alert galamse da Allah galamse task force kenan sai wala mun ka ga da video na now
tun galamse ya kai matukan da we need everybody to come on board because the matter is getting out of hand. It's a national security threat. In fact, it's assumed a full-blown war, proportion, skill. It's warning. Can't understand that. But something that threatens the very existence of the people of this country, there's no doubt it's a security issue. Now, we all know how the whole thing started. Tamu NDC duka she ya fara kadan suma sun yi dabaran su
sun kasa until they left office. And people kuma yazo suma media now will help the media to raise awareness. She my government here taking she serious at Institute Interministerial Task Force, Operation Vanguard, Operation what. Aka since excavators mutani. Also excavators soon disappear. Maganganun de ena da yawa. But yanzu da muka kai na we need to inji wangawe when you have led a kind of lifestyle for a while, you need to review, examine what you have done so far, and if you have to change, you change your style. You change your style because video nga na muka do banga abi ya gagara to the point that some were even wielding guns in the Canada. Brazenly, they are out just shooting at the security agencies. It tells you the extent to which we got into and how dire the situation is. Can't understand that. For me, issue of Aisha one, whether we're able to try her or not, and is one number about two, but ni bangashi one issue.
Davina Serki Otunfo Asantini Fadi, who is in charge of security?
Can't understand.
Why have you not been able to stop Galamsey? That Tambayam question.
Yeah.
Who is in charge of security?
But of course, the president is in charge of security. No two ways.
Commander in chief.
Because he is the commander in chief. So if he wants to know who is in charge of the security, this is
our president.
The government has come.
The
president in 2017 put his presidency on the line, assuring the nation that he will fight Galamsey, even if it will take him to lose his presidency. I'm a look again. And I want to get in it. I'm a president.
So what the Galamsey?
Because you promised to do something.
He says he's fighting it now.
No, it doesn't really happen in our environment. In our society, people of principle who resign based on principle. Come on, Dr. Kwabena Donkoyezu aka appointed just because your mama or the government of the day wanted to really fight Dumso head on. Aka bashi job description kama I think again. She the kind she by this time if I am not able to fight Dumso I will resign. Kuma aka ga resign. Those are the people we want to see in public service. But our president Yafodi. As to the situation then and now, the biggest question is that has he succeeded? If yes, he should continue being the president. Has he failed? If yes, he should resign.
But I say it's a process, not an event in the Galamsey.
It is a process. We should begin to see the dividend of your effort.
And the more
is it yielding results? Since they started 2017
or sometime
so now how many years? How many years? 4 years. We should go back and assess the situation. If it's a positive feedback we are getting, then he has somewhat succeeded. If not, you should resign. Because the situation is getting worse. So then, what if you are fighting?
Sometime water bodies in what's
is the end that justifies
government now? New laws in the Kama, but Tungalamsiaka Kama. If you are engaged in illegal mining, minimum 15 years maximum. Look as a deterrent to young Galamsey.
It's not being effective. My brother has not been effective. People are becoming. We started seeing the rise in this Galamsey because when government decided to wash its hands off mining in this country, that was when the whole thing started.
I'm saying but
what I'm saying is that those days when government was deeply involved in the Anglo Gold, the Newmont, all the mining company, Aquatia, great consolidated diamonds and all that. China, because people in those areas were directly employed, and they have some sort of livelihood. And when government decided to sell all its shares or equity in those companies, private organizations, they are in to make profit. I can lay money off people that have been trained over the years to do mining. Unless we look off, you're about to the Ike. What do you expect them to go and do? So to give us a
police ways will come and mutani 16. They come again. FIFA already got a one letter. da police suka ka suna ga exchange so arrest mutane guda still they suna hunt mutane.
No, after arrest it will happen. As for going to the court, they will go to the court. What are we doing?
Press release in that police kenan wai sun kama mutane guda 16 still they suna cikin tuban asaman tafo kenan da
Eastern region kusa anyinem kenan wurin ni head office in Galamsey ngo akufado no kenan
ngon president
achimun na wurin ai tamfoi anyinem kwabe wannan karakara nan kenan anya kibi ngwana no kenan
in the fighting na ma yafi
ka understand. So for me now we should revisit the entire fight again. We should look at involving the chiefs.
Some ways sooner strategy and strategy in fighting the ways as we review.
So who is fighting it? The committee, the interministerial committee has been dissolved, right? So who is fighting what? Who is responsible for what?
Task force na nan da suke. When task force. Ai mutane ganda aka exchange community task force ne da suka samu exchanges da yake kira shi suka zo.
Ina ni ba
ya wuce da
ina ruban ba to wrap up nan. This is war. They should deploy the military so futa Accra. So just we kwana uri.
An yi duka ai.
So just we kwana uri so they should just move out of Accra and go and sleep there because one, they should deeply involve the security, especially the armed forces. They should involve them. Even though there have been reports coming, some of them have been compromised and all that. To the point that I mean you can't. It's a human institution, whatever it is. Some can't kudini. Can't understand. 1, 2. We should begin to look at involving the chiefs because who can win? President the Umurniko one in command. I'm a chiefs now. Suke the Kasana because now it's even threatening our cocoa sector.
But threatening, but it's happening back. Catch a threat in the far away. Our water board is cocoa industry and Duka.
If possible, they should ban small scale mining maybe for the next 10 years. Because if you can't regulate, don't even start it. We have failed in regulating small scale mining in this country, and therefore the best thing to do is to just ban it for now. For the next maybe 10 years, and let's begin to look at reviving the water bodies, the polluted water bodies and everything until such a time that we think that we are we have the legal, the proper regulation to be able to regulate them. Otherwise, we should just ban small scale because so far.
That's on Karapa. Time we are which so in
wrapping up the Galamsey now, I think they should organize a serious stakeholder engagement, even though it's been done in the past. But deeply they should involve the chiefs because they are the custodians of the land at that level. Because if you sit in Accra here, you fashion up policies and regulations and you don't involve the chiefs. I want to mine, I've seen gold in your land and I want to mine. So to what extent are we involving the chiefs?
Actually, Asantini Atemba, who is in charge of security.
The whole thing is the security. The security, if indeed we can really get the armed forces to be deeply involved, they should take over the whole operation.
That's man about accusations. They
should take over the whole they should send their men there. The way they go on peacekeeping and this is war. They should go and sleep behind the water on the bank of the rivers
and count rules. They
should all the forces. They should marshal everything and go and sleep there. We should be sending them food. But how much as you go to Mogadishu in Somalia and go and engage in peacekeeping operations? They should go to those areas and be there, sleep there, and live there, and let's see how we can fight it. Otherwise, it's like we are joking. It's pathetic.
Inda muka kawo muku al'amuran gari mu exhaust issues nan din da muka kawo first mun fara da dai sim card registration mun san jiya ni deadline har yanzu dai muna duban ko dai mutane na da experiences kamar unblock numbers so coming next week dai inshallah mun gane so far dai ban ga wani official communication from either Ministry of Communications ko dai National Communications Authority NCA kenan batun dai blockage of numbers ko dai phone calls mutane muna duban gaba da yau zuwa makon gade mun ji wani abu da batun magana don jiya ni deadline na mun san ko dai an kuma extend day till end of this month ko dai next year ne mun duba wanda ba mun kuma duba batun da Utah kuma su ma suna threatening kamar sun je strike mun san cikin January this year ga sun je strike later suka call off yanzu kuma suna bada conditions of services ko working conditions da ya fi improve in terms of salary da allowance da sauransu a duba a magance some of the issues na government na delay wannan negotiations ko talks na da sannan kuma mun duba batun government kuma halwa yau batun IMF da za su fara maganganu batun bailout da za at least by the end of the year da muna ga maybe something will come out wannan bailout ya fito sannan last but not the least batun galamsey mun gande video shootout between alleged galamseyers da tax force nan da aka yi shootings da abubuwa police dai wai sun kama mutane guda 16 halayyar da suna duban sun kama mutane wanda suka fara suke cikin wannan issues sai issues da yau muka duba ke na santini kuma yana tambayan wa ke in charge of security da galamsey ya kai inda yake halin yanzu baya magance shi yasa is an important question da sarki asantini yake tambayan wannan kunce da policy in the court of the government sa an duba ko ya magance galamsey mun san dai is a process amma sometimes kuma yin government ko posture government da sauran ya gwada we are serious about galamsey fight sanan ga zamu da sahaya zamu kawo karshen show alamuran gari suna na Jama Muhammad Ibrahim inda leader bako na Hudu Yusuf administrator na Umma Work Fund yazo ya tattauna kawo ra'ayi shi da batun labaran da muka duba muka tattauna insha Allah Allah kai mu rana wal haka kuma mako mai zuwa mun duba mu kawo muku another edition na alamuran garin da zamu duba labaran da ya shafi kasar mu Ghana cikin mako zamu duba mu tattauna kan Bayana TV connected to your sanan zamu da sa'aya mun gode muku kore kun da kuka duba wasu kuma kuka kawo messages da ba mu ya mu ba mun gode kore sanan zamu da sa'aya mu ce assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi kuma ko wai careful this time around ana adere we careful in terms of flooding da wasu abubuwa electric post mana ya fadi wa abubuwa shocks da abubuwa sa electrocution yasa mu duba mu yi hankali batun damu hadarin gade especially da sassafe hadari yana da very dangerous mu duba sai Allah kiyaye mu duka kusance da mu kan Bayana TV insha Allah next week mako halaka kuma mun kawo muku na da edition na alamuran assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.